Hi guys, and welcome back to Grace.Filled. In my first video, I showed you guys a flip through and comparison of the faith edition and just the regular edition of the Homeschool Life Press Planners. In the second video, I showed you pretty much how to go ahead and set up your days and know when you'd be off. Just kind of try to take the pressure and the frustration out of that part of planning. And now I want to go a little bit further, and I want to talk to you guys about the weekly lesson plans. So for the particular planner that I am using, this is what it looks like. Again, if you didn't see the flip through, go ahead and watch it. But it has the month, it has the goals, the to-dos, the importance, and the notes. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is start with my goals. So my goals for August, and don't judge my handwriting, and I'm looking through the lens of this camera, but my goal is to daily, read my Bible, is to do a walk with the kids, is to make sure that we are on our water intake, that I am daily giving each kid their one time, and that I have a strict handle on limiting the media. So those are the goals. Again, I know it looks funny, I'm looking through the lens of a camera. So the goals are to read the Bible, walk with the kids, be sure to make sure we're hitting that water intake one-on-one time, and limiting the media. Okay, so what are my to-dos? My to-do is to be sure that I am hitting that weekly prep. And to make sure that I am making editing, and posting YouTube videos 2 to 3 times a week. So that's on my to-do list. Something that's important is to make sure that I am focused, like I want this camera to be, on the main thing. I have to be. That I am being faithful to what I'm called and committed to. That I am giving enough time for transitions, so that we have time to clean up and put things away properly, so that we're not so busy and rushed now that we make a bigger mess for ourselves later. And the most important thing is my word of the year, which is to create an atmosphere. So that's very important to me, to be focused on the main things, to be faithful and consistent with my task, to have enough time for transitions, to create an atmosphere. And for the notes, I think that I just want to write down, thankful for these erasable pens, for notes, let's see. Okay. Be sure I I have my supplies and books. Again with the in advance. So actually, what I would prefer is to have them 2 weeks in advance, to be honest. So that means I may need to order something online, which I never really do, or just that I need to put some things on hold at the library. So that is this first sheet for the month of August that I have. And then, oops, that was my mint container. And then on this page over here, it's just our daily tracker. I'm still not 100% sure how I plan to use this. So I will come back to this. And then it gives us our month plans. And I think the way I want to use this is just if we have any appointments, I want to write those down. And then of course, any notes that I need to have, I want to write that down. Any days off, I want to take a look at that as well. My birthday was Sunday, August the 1st. So I'm just gonna write Mom birthday. Should be Mom's, but and if there were any other birthdays or off days or breaks or holidays, I would write that, but there are none, so I'm not gonna worry about writing any there. I think under the note I will just write to smile, because this month's almost over anyway, so I don't need this space. But just a smile. A smile goes so far. Okay, so now it just says lesson planner. It has the days and nothing at the top, so I can write whatever I want to write on there. And I think I'm gonna start with, so officially I'm starting school on the 23rd, but unofficially I am using this week just to ease back into my plans. So I will do something special. Maybe I will come back and do some unit studies here again, because that's a great way to transition. We already took a family field trip. If you missed that, go ahead and see that video. And I already shared like what I do special at the beginning of the year, or what I did special this year to make the first day of school good. And then this week will be just a fun week with hands-on unit studies and lots of fun, because we're gearing up and trying to slowly, gradually work our way into our new homeschool year. So I'm just going to start with this page because I think this is a great place. So for me, because I do have 4 kids that I will be homeschooling, I know right off the bat, unless I'm going to give each kid their own tab, then I know that I need to give each kid their own line. So either they need a line or they need a tab, either or, and probably it can't be both. So I know off the bat I need to go ahead and color coordinate some things. Well, I have a pink pen in my hand already, and I only have one girl at the 4 boys, so this is gonna be my Kalani girl. And so since I know that it's Kalani, I can just do a K each day, because my my handwriting possibly is a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna leave Friday blank. Okay, so my next child is Aaron, and so I am just going to go ahead and I'm sorry guys, I really should have a tripod here. I'm gonna order one because that would just really make this a lot easier. But anyway, so this is my next child, which is Aaron. The next one I am going to assign a color to is Elisha. And excuse my kitties if you hear them munching on their late night snack. So this is Elisha. So his work will be in green. And last but not least is my son Manny, and he would not like you guys to call him that, but Rakeem. So I will just write in R. So then we have Kalani, Aaron, Elisha, and Rakeem. And so they will be color coordinated like this all year long. Okay, so all I did was just transfer that over onto the next couple of columns here. And so now, after we have color coded each kid, because this would really work well if you have a lot of students. Now, you could actually, if you had, like I said, 7 kids, you could have the kid's name up top, and then you could have, the subjects this way. But for me, I felt like this would work better having the subjects up top. So now let's talk about the subjects up top. Okay, so since I have purple and I have not used it yet, I am going to use purple up top and write out my subjects. So math, reading, this one here is going to be writing. The next one, let's do spelling. After we have spelling, we have 1, 2, 3 more spaces. We'll do one for My Father's World, which is a group study, which is our main curriculum. And that's what we're doing together as a family. And then the other things will be done individually. I think the last thing that I will do is, let's see. Let's just fill this thing all the way up to the top. So this is going to be special interest. This is going to be hands on. This is going to be life. Well, actually, I decided that I'd have the space at the bottom, so I am going to erase this right here. And what I'm going to do is bring it down here for Friday. So the special interest hands-on life skills will go there. So what I'm going to do beside the My Father's World is I am going to leave room for any bonus. I typically don't use a lot of media as far as YouTube videos, etc. like that in my homeschool, but I'm going to leave a space bonus this year just in case. And I am also going to use this last little column here for notes, prayers, and victory, so that I can write that down and have that. So then when I go all the way to the bottom over here, I will let this be special interest. Hands-on. Life skills. So I think that this is probably gonna be the best place for this, because I think everything is covered in my father's world, because that's our math. I think the only thing that may not have a place is PE, and so that could go here or in the bonus. So since I do have the space here, I am going to simply say Kalani, and then I am simply going to say Raheem, and I have Elisha, This is a lot harder than it looks, trust me. And the last one is Aaron. But I really want to do this in case it helps and encourages someone. Okay, so now for the special interest hands-on life skills, we've got Kalani, Aaron, Elisha, Rakeem, because I'm going to probably do Kalani's sensory bins, unit studies, and then anything special, like if we're doing excavation and anything like that, projects, hands-on. Okay, and the reason that I put my father's world on there is because I have this planner and everything is in here. So you notice that I didn't say anything about Bible, but you better believe we're doing our Bible. And so vocabulary, they actually have some handwriting in here. You add your own math. Here's your science. You've got your notebook. You've got your music, timeline, book basket. So you didn't even see me write book basket in there because, again, with the My Father's World, it's kind of all inclusive. So, Kitty, leave those pens alone. So when I say My Father's World, I'm not going to list all of this out every single week. That's ridiculous to me. So I am just going to do a check beside each student. Okay, so I'm ready to go here. So Kalani has actually done, I think, 3 lessons in her math book. So she will start her math on lesson 4. And she's typically really good with her math, but I'm not gonna say lesson 4, lesson 5, lesson 6, lesson 7, because if she doesn't do it, then I'm gonna have to go back and erase it and redo it. So for the rest of this, I will backwards plan, meaning instead of writing down all these plans and then something happens one day and we miss a day and I have to go back and move and mark and erase my whole week or a whole month or whatever the case may be, I just want to have the bones of it. I know exactly where I should be, what I want to be doing, and this way just, I feel like, saves a lot of time. So she'll be on lesson 4 the first day of school. Aaron will be starting on lesson 1. They are both using Horizons Math, and I cannot express how absolutely amazing Aaron did last year. He really blew me away. And actually, Eli will be starting on lesson 1. And Rakeem will be starting on lesson 1. If it's easier for you, you could just go and do every single thing for one child in one color and then go to the next child and to the next child. But for me, it's just as easy to do it this way. But just, again, letting you know that there are more options, and again, reminding you to do goodness, my tongue tied. Remind you to do what works well for you and your children in your home. To each their own home. Okay, so I won't worry about math any other days. But I did go ahead and just write out lesson, and again, once we do the lessons, I will just go back and add those in there. Bam, boom, we're good to go. So the reading here, we already have our books that we're reading in our book basket. We have some that we that I shared in the book haul and our book list for the school year. I think it was called like What We're Reading or Read Alouds in my homeschool. So we have the read alouds that we're doing, and then we have the read alouds that came with our homeschool curriculum. But this reading is independently on their own level. And so for the big boys, they're doing IEW. So this is going to be, IEW is going to be here for Aaron and Rakeem, for Eli and Rakeem. But Aaron and Kalani are both doing Horizons. So I'm going to go ahead and write lesson 1 for both of those. I wrote lesson 1 for Aaron and Kalani because they will be doing lesson 1 of their Horizons, and then I'll fill in the rest. For Eli and Rakeem, I left theirs blank because I have not tutored or done essentials English writing or IW in about 2 years. So I want to be sure how I want to write it down on here. As far as writing goes for Kalani, she's in kindergarten. I'm not stressing her writing, but she does have some things that she will be doing. She doesn't have a writing curriculum though. So everybody does spelling, and it is, on their level, not too hard. And it's something that I feel like is needed, but I make sure to keep it something that can be done. So for spelling, it'll just be list 1. And I'm probably not going to write this each day because, it's not changing. It's still going to be list 1. Now, I will say it does vary what we do. I typically try to let them do paint one day, and cotton balls, and letters, and bananagrams, and magnets, and all that. But at the end of the day, it's still just list 1. And when you're planning, you want to plan something that's simple and nothing complex, so that you won't do it. If something's hard, if it's difficult, you're not going to pick it up. You're not going to do it. You're not going to be interested. So we don't really want to do that. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is just take this blue pen and just make this simple for myself, baby. Bam. What you think about that apple? Or in that case, that line. Get it? I already showed you the My Father's World, so we're not going to reinvent that wheel because that wheel is rolling, baby. Okay, let's talk about the bonus, or just anything extra outside of what I already have planned. That's our bonus. Okay, notes, prayers, victory, that's kind of self-explanatory. So if a student is struggling with something, maybe I want to write a note. If there was a prayer that came to me throughout the week, let's say a child was struggling with respect, maybe I could write that down. Pray for respect. And then the victory could be, if last week I prayed that the child would do better with respect, then that following week they did better with respect. That would be the victory. The victory would be the child improved in what it was that I prayed for. So this special interest hands-on life skill, I think this is going to be the sensory bins. This is going to be the baking, the cooking, poetry tea times, any and all things like that. Or maybe the poetry tea time could go with the bonus. But either way, this is kind of how I am breaking down my planner. This is an example of possibly how you want to break down yours. So we're doing creation to the Greek. I know I've said it a lot of times. But let's say we're talking about pyramids. What this could look like here is the LTD, I think it's LTD, but whatever it is, the safari tubes, and it's like the ancient Egypt safari tubes. So it could be inside of rice or beans. I know some people don't like to do that because of hunger issues. So if you choose a non-food item, it could be water beads, whatever it is that you choose, whatever your level of comfort is. It could just be the animals and some, rocks. I don't think anybody has a problem with rocks or grass. Loose part style. So that could be her special interest. Aaron's special interest could be that he was very excited, and you guys know Papa gets very excited. It could be he's very excited about the pyramids and he wanted to put together a popsicle stick pyramid. And maybe Elisha's could have been that, he was so fascinated by XYZ that he decided to do it. And so same for Rakeem. So we just set up my personal homeschool planner, but I do understand that not everyone is using a curriculum that is pre-made. I do understand that, and so I think the best thing that I could say for that is when I dive into unit study, what is a unit study, how to plan your unit study, maybe for this first week when I did say I was going to do some unit studies. If anybody is interested, only if you're interested, because I do have a lot to do. I've got all these kids that I've got to get ready for, but if someone is interested in seeing how to plan a unit study, how unit studies works, how to set up a unit study, and then kind of how to plan it on here, let me know, and then I will go ahead and solidify our unit study, and then we will go ahead and get it written on here. If not, hopefully this video was helpful in just you seeing how I go ahead and set up my personal planner as far as the headers, the children, color coordinating, just special areas. Maybe you didn't think about putting notes of prayers of victories in there. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If this video was helpful in any way, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I will see you guys in the next video. But until then, blessings.